Ooh, ooh, it's been 5 years. It's been 5 years. What's going on, y'all? This is Love from RV, and today, fuck. Hi, this is Love from RV, and none of this is scripted. How y'all doing, man? I got a cool little story time for y'all. Um, I was on my little walk earlier, just getting my stuff, and you know, I had this video about 2 years ago, you know, because this is a 5 year right video since this has happened. And it was the song "Sober" by Childish Gambino, and that's what gave me the idea to do it again. Um, and if you're wondering what the story time is, it is the day before I got broken up on Christmas Day.
Oh my god.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And my wife is here. Jade, my lovely woman, is here. Anyways, that's what the story time is about today. We got some stuff to go through. This was 5 years ago. When I really counted, this happened in 2021. But you guys don't even know who this person is, so I have to start from the beginning. We have to go all the way back to junior year. This is junior year was a wreck of itself, but I was.
Everyone knows junior year is
Everybody.
like the shittiest year of high school.
Niggas had jobs. I was making bread. I was smoking. I was doing everything, and school wasn't any better. It was the one thing I didn't want to do. So, what better way to distract myself besides going online? And
Y'all met online? Ew.
okay, so there are some things she's not aware of. Okay, and me and Jade hadn't even known of each other yet by this point. So I wasn't even looking for anything. I was just letting life flow because it was an alternative school. So it was like, what else?
Right under his nose that he never knew me.
Yeah, like she was right on my nose. We never seen each other for like a while until that end of that semester, basically. And then we ran as a whole couple in senior year. But look, she trying to make it about her. All right. Woman. I was focused on me. Niggas had his job. Niggas was saving. Niggas was, I bought myself a fresh phone that year. The start. And I was just being me. So one day, right, my brother starts going to my school because before he was always a grade under me. So I'm watching him play Dead by Daylight, and it was this girl that he was playing with, but I wasn't paying attention. Mind you, it was a flat, so he's right next to me, so I'm hearing the conversation, but I'm not paying no mind. So one day, I got on his shit, and I was playing his stuff, right? And he was begging me. He does this a lot. He'll beg me to talk to his friends, so it's funny by association or cool by association type shit. Not calling him, but he was just being invited. I just want somebody to come here and talk, with her or little with the person. Shit. Little brother shit. There you go. And we're playing DVD, and it's a group chat, it's a Discord group chat, and we was just chatting. And the first thing, and I'm not saying that made me zing or nothing, but it was the first thing I always remember was I really do like your name, right? And I was big on the username, so I was switching a lot, but that was just one of the things I was like, no one's ever really talked about my username, especially on anything. One day I was like, I just sent a friend request. So a friend request turned into a movie, right? So at first when I met Tan, when I first met her, she was awkward, she was nervous, she didn't even know how to talk to me. So when I was doing me, she didn't catch on my aura yet. You feel me? So she wasn't really, we weren't paying attention to each other. And she wasn't paying attention to me. I was just being me, right? And then one day, I don't know what happened. I think we just chatted for a while. Like I was like, let me just get to know her. Like she's just different, whatever the case. So I'm taking my adventures, right? I'm not letting my brother know anything, right? Because I'm just like, he didn't even think he was really friends with her. So I'm really not taking it as a big deal. Like we barely talked. We just had the same class, right? Which was weird because she was a senior and he was a sophomore. So I don't know how it worked. Going, you know, it turned to a movie, to us basically like talking more, and then I was like, damn, I go to alternative school, just trading information and details about each other for a while. We ended up just having our own dates. No shit, right? We was like, we just gonna go on dates. Fuck it, we'll just see how we are together. And the shit, it worked out until like, my brother having his obsessiveness, cause I'm his big brother. Shit's different now, but like he made it like a huge deal to the point where like I had to get on like a whole phone call with him and Tan, and he was just arguing like, why wouldn't you guys? Because we basically tried to have to go. We tried to go on a date without him knowing one day, because we was just like, nigga, we're older than you, so it's like, why are we even having this conversation? So when I'm trying to go outside, he's like, where are you going? And then she's there, and then he makes it a bit like, wait, you niggas are dating? And this is just a little boy shit, bro. So even like past that shit, we was cool. We was just going out. Every person has like that love strike. You just always want to be next to that person, be with that person. So you make like unfortunate time with them, especially in like school. So it feels like extra sneaky and lovey-dovey. Like, oh my god, we're skipping class. Like, mind you, I have to leave True North to go walk all the way. There's like, no, the morning we're skipping my first class to just go sit in the hallways. And this is when they started doing that protocol where the doors are locked after a certain time. And this is my first time knowing that, like going over to North Central. So when I'm doing whatever, like, we can just cool here, blah blah, we can go place, blah blah, shit like that.
So you were the reason I had to walk all the way to JEL so fucking fast before they closed the door.
Yeah. Extra. So I was like doing stuff like that, and then we was getting caught. And then I remember our common place was like the porta potty. So the porta potty was like the common place because it was like we would sit there for like after school. I could walk home. I didn't care. But her, it was totally different. But we gonna get into that. We gonna get to. So we was just trying to have our little lovey-dovey high school story. I'll call it that. Two nerds once again. But this time, I will say this too. And from my wife, we sure know this was my first ever person, real person. I had, you already know. So that shit wasn't real compared to being in high school, being more conscious of like, oh, I can dress nice, I can make some money. I'm more.
Yeah, no, that other shit was just yikes. It was horror. It was American Horror Story.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
Shit, sometimes I really look at your life and like, how are you okay? Like, no.
Yeah, I'm just running life like everybody else. Okay, come on. All right. So, her parents were more strict. My mom was more chill. I had stuff going on, regular stuff going on. I was still making it home, doing a little other shit. But at this time, she was just taking up all my time. But her dad was more strict. We gonna get to him for sure. So like a lot of the times we just trying to do stuff or find stuff to do, it would be her dad. Like, okay, now we gotta go. I gotta go take a lift here, blah blah blah. And it was so like, it was like that. Like sitting outside your window, sitting outside her house with a boombox trying to get her to stay longer or like shit like that. So it made the moment more, I would almost say revolutionary, because it's like I've never dated somebody who was like, I wanted to fight for them to stay longer. And it was like, just because their parents were strict. And it was like, I don't know. Like if it made me feel like I couldn't have the person. You feel me? So a lot of the time, we're going out and like movies, just doing shit, hitting motels, most of the time, and being at my crib. And with that, I feel like we just, I don't know if every couple does this, but like one day, we in one of these motels chilling. Cause I don't know why, but I like motels. I like being in a place that's not where I'm supposed to be at. Anyways, so like we're just in this motel one day, and we're just like, why don't we just say fuck it and make a trip? You feel me? Just get the fuck away, really. And she was just telling me little details about like where she was from, like Florida, and just little shit. Like, oh, the tropics are nice, the water's nice, the weather's like not terrible.
That should have been a red sign.
This was like, I would say, my first real intimate moment that I was trying to like seal like some shit. I would say like, when you're with the person, it's like when stuff is just happening or you feel like you're fine for a person, you'll do more to feel like it's supposed to happen. Like, this is the course of action for me to have this person, And I wouldn't say at this time I felt like it was a fight. I felt like I was earning it. Like, this is the person I've always thought I would have, because I can be myself completely. And it's like I can always gravitate this person every time. So it was like, I feel like I was making up for myself for something I always had. And it was like happening in front of my face. Fantasy and all. That's basically what I'm saying. So I felt good about myself. So when she said a trip, I'm like, oh, hell yeah. I've never been out the state and like by myself completely or nothing. So this was like the first real moment where I was like, damn, we're going to Florida. And my mom was hesitant. She was hesitant. Even when I said it, like my mom, I remember it still was like, I'm like just thinking about going back home after like talking about like, damn, I know her dad, it's gonna be much harder. But me, I'm like, going across the states, middle of school, I don't know. So it's basically like, hey mom, can I ask you something? I kind of want to. I want to go on this trip with Tan. No, I'm like, but why though? You're still in the middle of, just making like semi excuses, like trying to fight me, like trying to make me think something else is important. And I'm like, well, I just want to save up. I just want to do something. Okay, right. So I finally get to do this trip with, and it really just felt like a fantasy. I'll just call it that. That's really what I was making up. So I finally get all my stuff. I still have the photo of like my bank account, the day, I packed my shit. I took a little small little blue luggage ready to go and shit. And I was like, man, I'm really gonna do this shit. And I remember just getting clothes and just fresh kicks, all that shit. And then we went to the airport or whatever. We took a Spirit. Never. I don't know why I decided to take Spirit. I mean, that should have told me that was red flag. We gotta take the flight that's ran by Madagascar chimps. Damn near. That's how that plane is flown. That scene where that plane was damn near falling off. That shit. Managed by penguins and imps. Like, no, I would never go back on Spirit. And then we finally landed. Most I can really remember from that trip is like eating a bunch of junk food and then just going out, getting in the water, roller coasters, shit like that. Just little shit. It was cool. It was fun. That's the most I can really say about the Florida trip. One crack in the mirror that I didn't see, before, and it took me time after when shit got done and over with to really see. It's like, I remember one night I woke up at this motel with her, and I don't know why women do this, but like they'll wake up, or it's just, I don't know. I woke up and it was like they try to do everything without you. Like you can almost feel like they're trying to disconnect completely. You feel me? And I just remember her just doing her hair, She wouldn't like lay with me, right? Like I remember waking up, literally, she was on the whole other side of the bed. This was a king room, so this is a big ass bed to be so far away, and I was like, huh? So when I scoot over, she went to go do her hair. All of a sudden, so I woke up and I was just, I'm in the bathroom with her. You know how I'm gonna take the bill. So I'm like, what's you cool? And still act like she couldn't hear me. All that
Second
shit.
red flag.
There you go.
Because that's not normal.
Okay, so that was weird.
That's never. What?
And I mean, shit, she took the shower without me, like all type shit. It was weird. And I just remember that day being really weird. The dude came in there. He was like, "Y'all gotta go, blah blah blah, leaving, whatever." And then we got on the flight, same shit, or like when you wait to get on your flight. And I don't know. It's weird to say. It almost felt like I was decomposing her at this point. Like it's a weird way to call it, but like all of a sudden there was an ick that I wasn't seeing. But whatever the case, it's almost like she saw.
The honeymoon was over and you saw the real person.
But basically, at that point, she was just telling me about something that she saw on my phone and whatever. And I was basically telling her it was a misunderstanding. She should have just told me, and other stuff like that. This flirt shit, where things went from there, we're cool. They were fine until from that, like a month from that trip, she was basically asking me to break up.
I'm so sorry.
I just remember her coming to my house crying and all this other shit. And this wasn't the first time. Like even when we first dated, she was like really hesitant on like, I don't know if you really want to take this all the way because like I have school and all this extra shit, or whatever the case. And I was like, well, damn, bitch, we should at least try first. Like just small shit. And then the second time after the trip was just like her saying the same thing. Like if I go to school, I don't know how we'll be together and stuff like that. And I was like, you haven't even finished school yet. I remember saying something along lines like that, and basically just calming her down. Like you're tripping about something that hasn't happened yet. Like I understand you want to go to college, you still have a chance to go to college.
Has a year left.
That's basically how she was looking at it. Like we might as well break up now because I have all this stuff to do. Basically trying to, you know what I mean? You feel me? And at that time, and she was older than me, whatever, but like, at that time, I'm just thinking like, bitch, we can run this up together. Like, this could be us. That's really what I'm saying. And I guess that shit didn't work out all in hand, every time. And then that shit, she was like, we're cool, we'll work it out, whatever. And shit was cool.
Until
I met. Now we're at Christmas time. Whatever the fuck, It's about second semester, and I had conversations about her dad before. This is my first time meeting her dad, and he doesn't like me. He's like a rich, privileged, like he expects a lot of his daughter. So the fact that she was dating didn't make sense. Like she was one of those girls, type of, I guess, fathers. I don't know if that makes a lot of sense, but just knowing she's an overachiever, so boys ain't it. So when she got a boyfriend, it was like she usually don't have him long. You get what I'm saying? Because of that fact. So when she was with me for a while, like 7 months, 8 months, or I would say 5 months, something at that time. It was like, okay, I do have to meet her dad in some capacity. So she was really convincing me one day. We playing Fortnite or some shit, and she's really trying to convince me you should talk to my dad. I don't think it's gonna be that bad. He just doesn't know you. He doesn't know he just doesn't know me. Whatever the case. So I'm like, all right, fuck it. And This is Indianapolis, and I don't know if you niggas know what a sax is, but it's like, to me, it's just a very bad way of saying you have money. So he's trying to take. She's like, look. You should go out with me and my dad. We gonna go to the mall, Castleton Mall.
Basically, chaperone your ass.
There you go, right? And you know what? Fuck it. I'll go. Why not? I got money to spend. I got bread. So I get there. All right. He's like, no, he'll drive too. So I'm like, okay, fine. I get in the car. bro. I should hit the bone for that. I get in the car, right? And I'm a very nice person. Oh God, like I'm very, very respectful. So I get in the car, and he, I don't even want to describe his face. I get in the car and I'm like, hey, how you doing? And he just started driving. He didn't even say my name. He didn't acknowledge me. He didn't say what's up. We took the whole drive to Castleton in quietness. And she wasn't even in the back seat with me. She's in the front seat with her dad. So mind you, this damn near was like picking up a chaperone, basically. So I get out the car, right, and he's like semi talking to me, but he's focused on his motherfucking daughter the whole time, bro. Hold on. All right. So I get in there and they off. He gonna shop with his daughter. So I'm just walking, or at first we just walking, right, together, right, while he go look for whatever shit he's looking for. And I didn't even really tell her, like, I wasn't even fucking with her daddy. Fuck that nigga. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna sit here and try to buy you some. So I go out and buy her some, right? She go with her dad to Saks. I come with like a plushie or something, and this nigga, I'm telling you, like 6'7", comes out with like 6 bags from Saks, some designer, just little shit, right? And I'm like, you know, I'm gonna go eat. I'm stressed. You feel me? So when I went to go eat, these niggas just, like, after I went to get my food, they said they gonna stay right here, somewhere in the mall. I'm like, all right, bet. I'll be right back. I just need to get something to eat. I come back and they're gone. Just poof, out, gone. And I was like, you know what? I think I had enough, right? I go to call Lyft. I call my mom first. I'm like, this nigga on bullshit. I'm going home, you know. So I go to call Lyft, and then I get like a phone call 30 minutes later, mind you, 30 minutes. And she's like, did you need a ride? Like, bitch, what do you think? Right? Y'all left me at the mall. I go outside, and it's like, oh, we was waiting on you, man. We was waiting on you. We didn't know where you was at. Like, my nigga. Like, bro, what? Her dumb ass ain't say nothing. She just like, it's whatever. I remember the first time when I got back in the car and I was like, shit, I'm just gonna chill and just let the nigga take me home. And at first, they was both talking about some party she was gonna go to, and he was like, or some kickback, her family kickback, right? And he was like, shit, if y'all want to go, would you like to go with her? And I was like, she trying to semi-convince me, but not really. And I was like, nah, I don't know, cause they not even sure if they gonna go. I'm just gonna figure it out by the time I get back home. You know, in case I gotta change clothes. Little shit, right? Because that's what I'm thinking they gonna do. So, I finally get home, and I'm sitting there waiting for their decision for like 2 minutes. Like, right there. Right? Talking about calling people, texting people, saying like if they're gonna do this kickback. So I'm just in the back, just chilling, just waiting. This fucking nigga got the attitude to ask me, are you gonna get out? Like, out the car. Like, I don't even know if I should like that should have been done by that point. If daddy don't fuck with me, you don't even know. Like, come on. So if that wasn't, the time to leave, oh, we got more, buddy. We got more. So I go home and we have like a bit of a conversation, but I ain't even talked to her that day. And I was like, I think that was one way, like, I should have took, like, the way we used to handle, like, certain shit, like, not even say arguments. If there was, like, something we didn't agree on, we wouldn't talk for days. I wouldn't say weeks, but it almost felt like a challenge. Like, nigga, okay, if I'm upset about this, we ain't got to talk. You know? And it's like the code is in relationships, like, you can't fucking breathe without this person. Like, you are my player two. You're my player one. You know? So when you're disconnected, it's just like to be so okay within days and days without it is crazy. And I remember a point also where, she was so deep in this I don't even know what to call this shit, just like this college or like feeling like she wasn't doing something fast enough or she wasn't making it. Like, bitch, you in your last semester. You have a scholarship, so it didn't make sense. So when randomly she had this moment where it was like it was going weeks and weeks without texting her. Like one day it was like some very small argument on Xbox One. And then like the next day, nigga, she would stop talking to me. Not no messages, no Snapchat. Like that was the only ways I was, even Instagram, you feel me? But those was the ways I was like contacting her. But mostly messages, And I just remember like sitting in my fucking bed for days, like trying to figure out what the fuck did I do like wrong. Like what did I do? You feel me? Like I'm a pretty rational person. I can point out my faults. But it was like with the person to have to fight this hard. I mean, I was literally in my bed just every day looking at my Snapchat.
Missed school to the point where I thought he was a new student when I finally met him.
Bro, I was only going to work, going on my bed. Like, I wasn't doing anything for 2 weeks, like, at all. To the point I was having literal migraines. I wasn't smoking, but it was like I was high all day. I literally couldn't do anything. It felt like I was just like unconscious for everything that was going on until she finally like texts me back. Like she was like throughout the week she was giving me like teasers. Like, mind you, I literally had to like find a way to contact her through Snapchat because I didn't use it no more. So I had to go find her username. Then I had to wait days for her to accept me on Snapchat. To the point when she finally did, I had to text her. And then it was like, she seen it, but then I had to wait again. You feel me? And then she would finally text when it was like, she was feeling like, whatever the fuck she was feeling. And I finally got a text, but then I'll wait another day. Throughout 2 weeks. Like, oh my God. To the point where it was that shit again. I think we should break up. And I'm like, bro. At this point, we're just trying. I guess everybody's trying to figure where we are. It was a lot of red flags. We'll say that. But I
guess
she got 7. We got 7 red flags. I think I was just in my lover boy phase. I can't hate myself for that. I thought I had my person. Nobody ever really think they seeking a person until they really got it right there, or they feel like they do. It's everything not on paper, but visually it's like there's nothing wrong.
No,
this is
we both were in a relationship with a person who was basically long distance or online.
Mm-hmm.
We found online. We broke up with the person, or basically the person cheated on us. Well, I'm not.
You gonna come on, man. I hear what you're saying.
At the same time,
yeah.
And then we met each other.
Basically, that's how we had to find our own middle, But hold on, let me.
I didn't mean to spoil.
You good. You good. So, from here, what goes on? What goes on? What's next? Days go on, and she finally graduates, and I'm finna finally turn to it like actual senior. So I'm finna start my first semester, and I want to say it was like a week until I'm like, dang, congrats, shit like that. And I just remember one day, like I said, we was going to motels. Like, we was hitting motels to just chill, by just between the two of us. Because, mind you, her dad's strict. So, there's a lot of times she can't go outside. She go into trouble. Just dumb shit. You feel me? So, one day, I'm not stupid. I'll say that. So, I go hit this motel. She's like, I just got this motel. Can you come through? I'm like, yeah, sure, fuck it. So, I come through. And I just remember her having a backpack, and most she just be having a purse and we just Uber eat some shit. But she had this big ass bulky backpack, bro. And I'm like, why do you have this big bulky backpack? And she's like, oh, it's just something I gotta carry around. Just got like my laptop. Showing it to me, trying to like convince me, like, oh, it's a laptop. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's a runaway bag. Right? But I'm like, whatever. I'm finna fuck. The next morning, usually she would have to leave that night. We would not be there all day. She would have to leave that night. So I used to be on her ass, because if I'm not on that, then I can't do anything next time. So I have to be on that timing. Like, you gotta go back before 11 o'clock. Do you understand? You see?
Wow.
So it's like 9:10. I'm like, yo, dad not gonna trip. I think you need to start. She's like, no, I'll wait an hour. And we fall asleep. Duh. I wake up the next morning. It's like 7, 8, and I have school. So my dumb ass is in a motel, and I have to go to school. With that missed. Her dad that day sent out a police report saying that she was missing. Right?
That's the strict parent tactics, man.
So I'm not knowing this until she tells me, like, I'm not living there no more. I'm basically running away. Dumb shit. So we like, I ain't got no money. I spent all my money on the motel, damn near. I'm like, either we gonna pay together for another day, or you gonna have to find some. You gonna have to go home. And we're at this CVS, so I have to go get like this Uber card to go home. And I'm like, shit, what the fuck are you gonna do? Right? She's like, I don't know. I'm not going back. So then I had to take. This is when the tent chronicles started happening. So I had to basically set up a tent for her outside. While she
How long was that?
While she basically was not at her dad's house. And I didn't tell my mom or nothing, so it was nights where I was just outside with her. Just outside at the tent, just watching shit, chilling. Because I'm like, I'm not finna leave my girlfriend outside at nighttime. So I was sleeping overnight there. To the point where it was like, at this point, you might as well just stay in the crib. Like, my family knows you. You're not a stranger. So then she started just staying out in the crib now. And, different stuff happened. I have a bunch of story times, man. And just a little semi shit is happening between my life. But to get y'all more to the part, right? She stayed for a while until she basically got her scholarship ready. She had to take a plane there. So she had to work while she was with us before she could go, blah, 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 to Dallas College, whatever the fuck it was, right? Question is, when does it all fall down? Here y'all go. I remember, me and her was getting high. I remember we literally ate an edible. It was cool. So we was smoking, do a little shit while she was going to work, coming back home, little stuff. And I remember one time we had an edible. And we was like, man, let's just go outside and, just chill. Let's get out the house. And I just remember walking. And the day that morning, I never in my life, and I watch a bunch of fucking videos that say most of the time you should not go on your partner's phone. Because by that point, there's no trust. you might as well call it quits there. But I'm like, who she is, I'm like, what kind of dirt could she really have? You know, like, you're not thinking that.
Yeah, you thinking it's innocent.
Thank you.
I just want to know more about my person.
Right, and then it was making me like, she's finna go to college, and I usually don't care about that because I'm like, I know who she is, but do I really know? So now I'm questioning it before the bitch go. So that morning, you know, she slumped out, but of course, right? So I'm sitting on the same bed with her, and I'm like, let me just go through this shit. Like, do I really want to leave knowing I never looked or I never knew? You know, just dumb shit to convince myself. So I finally I'm like, you know what? I'll go through it, and I'm going through it, and I go through like the PS messages, you know, and I'm finding like common shit like game chats and just little stuff, weird stuff. It just gave me like e-girl flirting. Like, that's who she was before she got with me. And that was the thing I was kind of like in and out with, like, before somebody dates you, this shit don't matter. After is where it really matters. So I'm looking at this and okay, bitches do that. That's not new. Then I go to Snapchat, ain't shit there. Right? I go to messages, ain't shit there. I go to Instagram.
It's always Instagram.
And my heart is pounding, dog. Like, I'm going from the bottom up.
Heart is pounding, and shit.
Man, I'm going from the bottom up, man. Just every message, just analyzing it. Like, if my bitch is going, if this bitch is going, like, whatever. And I don't remember the name, but I remember I went to one message and it was just this dude. And bitches know this. I ain't calling y'all bitches, but bitches be knowing when a nigga wants something from her and it's in their face and they play around with the fact. So that's basically what she was doing. Like, yo, we're gonna meet up here. But it was like, it wasn't cold, but it was like, it was so vague that if I did read it, I wouldn't even know how to like tell her like what she's doing. Cause I don't know the nigga. The nigga didn't have no post. It was just a nigga. Right? So when I'm looking at it, it's like, I'm a nigga, so I know a nigga shouldn't be talking to a bitch like this unless this is his bitch. You feel me? So I'm like, why is okay. Like, why are you responding to this anyways? Like, doing little stuff, like acting like you just responding, but you're entertaining it, but make it like you not. And where I cracked when I'm rolling down is like, he said he loved her, like, I love you, and then she has said it back. So when I'm looking at this, right, I'm like, I don't even know who the nigga is. I think the nigga name was like Devon. So when I see it, I'm like, I don't even know her friends. She ain't never met my friends besides one nigga. So I'm like, in what scenario do you have a nigga and you say I love you to, like, it didn't make sense. So back to after we take this, it's on my mind the whole day. So I take this edible and we do this walk to this gas station. We go to McDonald's and then we're walking back. And then that's where I started cracking. Cause she was trying to say like, I was macking. Or like I could mac. Like slick shit. And it was random. And by that point I just remember just being like, so who the fuck is Devon? And I'm off of edible. So you know your emotions once you start, it's just like
it gets worse.
Right. So me and her basically like, she like, huh? I'm like, who the fuck is Devon, bro? Mm-hmm. So we finally go to the crib because I'm like, I'm not in the street. Like, I go back to the apartment and I'm in front. I'm like, I can't believe you just did that, bro. Like, why are you telling niggas you love them? In what scenario does that work where you have a nigga to do that? and my sister's window's open. So I'm arguing outside at the front on her ass. Like, are you fucking serious? Like, I'm on her, and she's like, but like there's stuff you've done too. Like, she the one's like fiddle her fingers and like not stare, like shit like that. And I'm not buying it. You feel me? So she's like, well, and this is when back to the Florida trip. She was saying, well, you do the same thing too, because I went through your phone and it was Leila. And she was saying, yeah. And this time it was just coworkers. But I said, yeah, but I told you what that was. She ain't never tell me who it was. She never told me who it was. She just said the way y'all talk was weird. But I was like, I ain't never in my life told a bitch, or I even say it first and then I expected her to say it back. So not only did you give him the power, you completely disrespected me in the road, in the same lane. By even doing it. By even saying it back. Like that's entertaining it if I've ever seen it. She goes back inside. And that next week she basically like, I think like a few days it was like she had to leave to go to college. And
then next week.
Yeah. So I still remember this not fucked up video. And I just remember like, you know, I still have this weird, like this random video of like the day when I said that, like recording her, like putting her stuff in the dryer and she just was not talking at all. Like it's such a, before the crash type of video. It was so sad to watch. I'm like, wow. So she finally goes to college, right? After I had that conversation with her, stuff was still cool. And we were like, you know, we'll try from here, you know? And with time going on, of course we had arguments and stuff, but I'm not thinking it's that big of a deal. You know, we're not breaking up. If anything, I'm thinking because it's online, it's better, you know? And, you know, we just honest with each other, whatever the case. Until another Christmas day arrived. And my plans on this lovely Christmas was to visit. And this is where Jade was finally here. We were just becoming pals. We were just becoming buddies. Great buddies. I'm finally trying to plan a trip to go see her. Because she's off break, you know. People got their break over college. And I just remember, like, my brother, my mom, it's a flat. So there's only one room. So when I'm having this conversation with her, I'm like, days before, I'm like, yo, I can go visit you. Like, I got bread. I can go visit you right now. Like, shit, whatever. And I just remember it was an hour conversation about if I really wanted to go see her. Because she had a dentist appointment that she really wanted to go to. So I'm having this conversation with her like, yeah, I'm gonna see you on these days. I just need to know when you're off school. Well, the week that that I'm off, I have a dentist appointment that week, so I don't even know how much time you're gonna be there. Well, I'll just go over anyways, right? To the point we had this conversation for an hour. My mom grabbed the phone and hung up. I was like, yo, I'm still arguing. Like, I needed a confirmation. And she was like, I'm tired. I'm done. She playing games. I mean, if that's not the 10th red flag, I don't know what is. And that day I was just like, you know what, bro, fuck it. I'm gonna spend this bread on me. I deserve it. Alright? Stupid idea, but I'm happy for it. Next thing I remember, Christmas Eve, I had bought a bunch of gifts. I bought like 2 Takashi Murakami plushies, just little shit. And I just remember like that morning I called, and I was like, man, I don't know if you still want, these Christmas gifts. I remember it's just being a very stale conversation. Everybody just know what that means. And I was like, I wanted to see what your your college dorm address was so I can send you these gifts, so you can still get these. She's like, I may give it to you. I'm like, well, I mean, I'm trying to figure, just anything I can send. And she's like, Marvin, to be honest, I don't think this is working. And I was like, right? I just don't see it working anymore. And all I could say was okay. That's all I had in me. And it wasn't like a give up. It just felt like if I said anything else, I think my inner soul just didn't want to have that fight anymore. But like that, me not really saying what I wanted to say, stripped my inner child. Almost cut it in like half. To the point where like from that point, I lost like a lot of moral, like of myself. Someone that I put work into with, felt like it was real partnership, communication, all that extra stuff that I always knew was important, and I always wanted the person completely duped me on her terms, basically. Or whatever terms they were. I guess in another way, it's even when I think about it, because it's literally been 5 years, and from that year, I've never talked to her. She's never talked to me. And a lot of times when I think about this person, it makes me feel like they never existed. And it really does feel like that. Like it is such a weird feeling to be in a healthy one now. And I didn't have my roads and blocks with Jade. We're so great. You're amazing. So many ways. And to be so conscious in a healthy relationship compared to like all the pain that came from relationship that I wish I was more unconscious for. Because I made a lot of dumb decisions off of, feeling like I had this, in control. Real important steps to like feeling important in the relationship, not being like semi-attacked. It was weird.
This is gonna sound really bad.
Of course it is.
But the way I see it, from your age group and why she left, all I can think about is that one High School Musical scene when they're on the sidewalk. And wishes on and stuff. Like, I get how horrible that sounds. But like basically she just wasn't the right age. Then the fact that she cheated on top of that is kinda crazy.
Yeah. I would never know. I mean, I don't care now. I mean, bro, it happened. I never cheated. But I mean, it's always the obvious. I think I wish I would have left with more of like myself, or just like, I ain't gonna say standing up for myself, but just being like, this shit just ain't right. So with that, I hope you guys like this story time. I really did it off of a hunch. It took me 2 years not to do the video, but to actually talk about it, because it took a long time to heal. It takes a long time. It's not a fast forward process. It took me a long time to come back to a center because of a person. So be careful with who you incubate with. Be very careful who you're conspiring with.
I don't like the incubate one.
Conspiring. Entwanging with.
Enter
Zinging. Zinging with. Partaking in.
Partake, like that's good.
Thank you. I need a dictionary. I appreciate if y'all looked at this video about how I got broken up the day before Christmas. And I hope y'all keep living fulfilling lives as we're all trying for the world.
Crazy because we were
the world crashes.
When that
Save the photo.
happened. It was fucking insane.
Left for Marvy out, man. Y'all stay safe.